Good day, everybody. This is Peter B, and this is another episode of Tobacco Card Tuesday. Last week, Orlando of Collector's Dream did a fantastic video of the 1888 N162 Goodwin Champions. If you haven't seen it, you should go look for it. It's fantastic. Beautiful cards were shown, and not only baseball but non-sports. Orlando said he believes that it is the most beautiful series of cards ever made, and I agree with him 100%. The N62 1888 Goodwin Champions is the most beautiful series of cards ever made, and considering they were done in 1888. So, just to get you familiar with that, you're looking at Jack Glascott from that series, the Goodwin Champions. And you're going to look at Bob Carruthers from the N162 Goodwin Champions. Carruthers is is he a Hall of Famer? No, I don't think so. Neither is Glascott, but Glascott might someday be put into Hall of Fame. He was a very good shortstop in his day. So, those are the only two baseball player cards I have from this set. But there was a set the year before, not as beautiful as the Goodwin, and it's the Allen and Ginter set. So it was 1887. It's called the N28, and it's Allen and Ginter. And they look like this. Not as bright and colorful like the Goodwin, but they're still very nice considering they were done in 1887. And you're looking at two Hall of Famers, John Montgomery Ward of the New York Giants, and Tim Keefe, his teammate from the New York Giants. Beautiful cards. A bit closer look. And the backs look like this. Checklist. And you can see they had ball players, oarsmen, wrestlers, pugilists, sharpshooters, billiard players, and pool players. And it did have 10 baseball players. So here's the first two, John Montgomery Ward and Timothy Keefe, both Hall of Famers. Next set of players is Mike King Kelly of the Boston Bean Eaters and his teammate John Clarkson of the Boston Bean Eaters. And both of these guys are in the Hall of Fame. And Orlando also did a video on Mike King Kelly that is fantastic. If you want to learn more about him, he was an amazing player in his day. The Mike Trout of 1888. Go ahead and check out that video. It's second video you should check out from Orlando. So, two more. And the backs, many of these were pasted into scrapbooks. Thus the backs look like that. But luckily, the fronts were preserved and look like that. Okay, the next two are Charles Bennett of the Detroit Wolverines and Charles Comiskey of the St. Louis Browns. That is the same Comiskey who bought the White Sox. He was the owner during the 1919 Black Sox, and he has a baseball field after him. The old Comiskey Park and the new one that's in play today, new Comiskey Park. So Charles Bennett and Charles Comiskey. And Comiskey is a Hall of Famer if I didn't say that. Beautiful cards. Yeah, they're beat up, but they're still beautiful to me. And the backs, once again, these came out of scrapbooks. But that's fine because the fronts look like this. And another set. Joseph Mulvey of the Philadelphia Phillies and Jack Glasscock of the Indianapolis Hoosiers. I like how Glasscock's holding the bat. Notice all the players, just about all the players, have mustaches in the day. And the backs. Okay, the 9th of the 10. Is RL or Bob Carruthers. I showed him and Glasscock as the Goodwins. And I gave this one a 2. Because the back looks like that. But the front looks like that. Beautiful. How sharp that is. Look at his eyes. Okay, and the final, number 10, the 10th ball player, is Adrian Cap Anson of the Chicago White Stockings. Cap Anson is a Hall of Famer. And they gave this a 1. He has some paper loss on the front, but still a beautiful card. I mean, look at him holding the bat with the old-time hat, Chicago on his jersey, the mustache, even the eyes are clear. Beautiful card. And the back, see where it's up top and up bottom, where it's taped into an album, and the tape ran across to the front, and unfortunately it was ripped off. So those are the 10 baseball players from the 1887 N28 Allen and Ginter's The World's Champion set. Now we also have some oarsmen. I'll hold it. William Beach. And I like how they show him as well as his sport down below, the little skull, I guess it's called. And the back. And I have another oarsman. Wallace Ross. Once again, I like how you have a image of him and then an image of his rowing. Pretty cool. And the back. See some tobacco staining or some kind of staining. And I have one more from this series, the World's Champions, and that's Miss Annie Oakley, and she's one of the sharpshooters. Beautiful card. I don't know if that's a flaw in her cap or a star. Looks like a star to me. Beautiful image of Annie, beautiful costume. You see the firearms. And the back. So those are my N28s. 1887, Allen and Ginter World Champions. But not only did they make World's Champions, they did other sets. And this is from World's Beauties. And this is Helen Douvray. She was an actress. Beautiful card. They gave it a 5.5. Beautiful colors. Once again, in this set, very similar to the Champions, has a checklist of different female actresses. Now, this is a World Beauties card of an American actress, but it could also be a baseball card. And the reason I say that, oh, I'm sorry, let me settle down here. The reason I say that, in 1887, when these cards were made, she was married to baseball player John Montgomery Ward, who you've seen earlier. And I actually have two cards of his. Same card, just a double. I like John Montgomery Ward because he played for the Providence Grays prior to this. But anyways, they were married. And together, they come up with the Douvray Cup. And the Douvray Cup was given to the World Series winners between the National League and the American Association. It was the first World Series Cup, not the first World Series, but the first World Series Cup. And this was issued from 1887 to 1890. And like I said, the winner of the series would take home the cup. They would use the same cup year after year. So the year before his team that won, if they didn't win again, they'd have to give up the cup to this year's winning club. After the 1890 season, the American Association fell apart. And so from 1891 to 1893, it was given to the winner of the National League pennant. The Douvray Cup, named after Helen Douvray, an actress who was married to John Montgomery Ward, a baseball player. Unfortunately, like I said, they only had one cup that they passed around each year. It has been lost. So it's either in someone's private collection for all this time, or it got melted down or whatever, but it no longer exists. The Douvray Cup. So those are my Allen and Ginters from 1887, except for this one. This is an N28 World's Beauties. And I hope you learned a little bit. And I thank you for watching Tobacco Card Tuesday. Have a good day, everybody.